Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to continuing coverage of the Women's U.S. Amateur Championship from Strokers here in Palm Harbor, Florida. I'm your host, Jason Bowman. I'm joined by Double J, Jeremy Jones, here in the commentary booth. Getting ready to kick off our second round of the day, Jeremy. We got another former champion, center stage, three-time champion, Tina Larsen out of Westville, Indiana. She's taking on Maria Finley out of Lakewood, Colorado, race to 5. Of course, combination of 8-ball and 9-ball here at the U.S. Amateur Championship. Up to 3 games of 8-ball, 6 games of 9-ball. This is a double elimination format. The winner of the lag choosing either the break or the format. I believe we saw Tina win the break, or I'm sorry, the lag. We'll see if she's opted to break or choose the format. And Maria will have the break, so it looks like Tina has opted to start the 9-ball set.
Yeah, Tina plays pretty fast and loose. I mean, 9-ball, you kind of figure that's what she'd like to play a little more of, even though you certainly can't win one championship here, with, let alone 3 of them, without being a pretty darn good 8-ball player. So,
Interesting to see her give away the break, though. It really is. You know, we talked about that in the last match, and always tough to give up control of the table, I guess.
Yeah, and I kind of remember Lakewood, Colorado. Maybe we had another player, but I think Maria's been here before. So, maybe Tina has a little insight. These ladies get to know each other, so there is a little gamesmanship as far as, like, what you figure is better for you, whether it be breaking the balls first or moving on with selecting the game you play. Now, a great break here and a great shot at the 1. A little heavy with the cue ball, so we'll see probably a safety. She could kick at the 2, trying to pocket it. Now Tina of Indiana, lady I've been seeing on the social media. It seems like she's playing a lot of pool lately, maybe gearing up for this event. I know she takes this one pretty serious.
Well, she reminded me this morning her goal is to win 5 of these titles. She has 3 of them, so she's going to get there. Doing it this year would be a good one.
Yeah, and she won pretty quickly in her first match. Didn't get to watch it, of course, but I kind of feel like she's in stroke coming into this event.
Once again, they're playing with the Aramith black balls here on the feature table here at Strokers.
Tell you what, super nice touch with the bridge right there. She may have left a little piece of the 2 ball, but she didn't leave much. Well, Tina's a lefty with a lot of skills. Obviously her record here kind of speaks for itself, but really plays very athletically is what I call it. Not afraid to swing the cue a little bit, move the cue ball. Now, pretty smart shot there, just early in the match, not trying to do too much, just leaving a tough shot for Maria. And it's, we can always look at somebody as a favorite in the match, but as far as for Tina, it's got to be nice to get on this table early. This is where she wants to be come tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening.
Absolutely.
All right, nice long shot. She should go for this, though. Pretty good effort. So Tina, who played a little soft safety in the first opening shot, she'll have to kick at this one. Of course, 9-ball, a little luck counts, so kind of figure here to kick at this pretty firm. Maybe moves the 9 towards that side pocket. We'll see. Went right by it.
Maria will have ball in hand. We are now in the second round of play here at the Women's U.S. Amateur Championship, the 1 p.m. round here on the East Coast. Play going all day. Our final round will kick off tonight about 8:30. So a full day ahead here I thank our friends at pooldog.com. They are presenting sponsors of all of our coverage of this year's U.S. Amateur Championship.
Yeah, from what I saw, pool for the APA pretty back on schedule. It looked like Vegas was a real good trip for a lot of people.
Vegas was fantastic. Biggest
Yeah.
Vegas event we ever had was
Yeah.
was last year in October. Set, far surpassed our previous Guinness World Record. So
Yeah. And I kind of think, that's happened with a few things, considering people have been waiting to play, kind of like with the pandemic. So,
well, I think what we've seen with the pandemic is that there is a great desire for people to be able to come back and be together with other people in maybe a way that it wasn't quite there before the pandemic. We had gone so social media and we were getting our interaction that way, and people had maybe stopped getting together as much. And then as soon as you take it away from us, now we want it. So,
well, yeah, and you realize how important it is to you, right?
Uh-oh.
So,
just missed. Yeah, and I mean, that's what we do at APA. We bring people together. I mean, we do it through pool, but at the core of what we do and why the pandemic was so difficult in the early days was you couldn't bring people together.
Yeah.
You weren't literally allowed to. But, yeah, most of our markets back open. I think most of our friends in Canada hopefully will be reopening here soon. They've had a real tough go of it up there.
I was just talking to a couple people that I think they said their leagues open back up in December, or at least that's the idea of it. That's the goal. Nice shot there by Tina. Now, Tina's a player that can get going real fast, at times. I think that's maybe something she's consciously tried to work on, just to try and shore up any little mistakes, because really, she's not missing much in her game, that's for sure. You can see really athletic player, like I said before, not somebody that really kind of guides the cue, really swings the cue, which is a good sign. But somebody that plays like that, of course, you can get playing a little fast, Jason, and make a little bit of a careless error, So I think Tina's maybe trying to set her own tone here early in the tournament.
Plays with a lot of confidence, Tina does. As well she should. Again, 3-time champion. No other woman comes close to that. We've got a couple of players that have taken 2 titles, but Tina's kind of in a league of her own as far as the Women's U.S. Amateur Championship with those 3 titles. But she's not satisfied. She wants 5.
Yeah, and,
5.
Probably.
Not 4, 5.
Yeah, she wants to play better doing it, so, to be frank about it, when you see the better players in any event, it doesn't matter if it's the U.S. Amateurs or the U.S. Open or whatever, they're really kind of playing the game within themselves. That's what she's battling herself a little bit. The opponent's just kind of part of it. And great opening clearance there by Tina, and out to a 1-0 lead.
Again, this is a race to 5. We're going to see 6 games of 9-ball and then up to 3 games of 8-ball, depending on how the score plays out. While we prepare the next rack, we're going to hear a word from our friends at pooldog.com. Balls are racked. Ladies are set for the second game of the 9-ball set. We'll get that score updated momentarily. Tina Larsen leading 1-0 over Maria Finley. She will have the break.
Now you'll see Tina in 9-ball especially. She'll give some variety on the break. She's checked the rack there, and sometimes easy for one of them to be a little bit loose. And it's funny, Jason, it's a pretty common thing I see now, and this is kind of every sport it seems like these days, but this tournament also, as I look around, looks like there's always younger players, right? More younger players in the field, it seems like. Same thing at any of the big pro events.
Yeah, that bodes well for us, though.
Yeah, that's great. Absolutely. That's a good trend for any sport. Oh, didn't want that. Watch the 9 going towards the pocket. Now the 1's going to settle on the end rail, so that's not going to be available for a 1-9 combo, but you can see maybe a 3-9 combo in the future.
Ball in hand here for Maria after Tina sends the cue ball flying off the table. Again, Maria's out of Colorado.
And she'd like to come back for the 2 in this side pocket at the bottom of your screen is what she's kind of eyeing up. So we'll see if the tip goes low. That's where she's going with the cue ball, I think. If the tip goes with a high ball, maybe the 2 in the opposite side pocket. Looks like she's cueing down low, so trying to come back with the cue ball kind of where she's standing. Okay, friendly bump on the 6 may have helped the cue ball a little bit.
Question about attendance. Yeah, welcome to, if you're here in the area, you're welcome to come out and check out the event. There are no capacity restrictions like we had last year. We had to keep a lot of folks outside until they were playing. We had the big tent and the stream fed into the tent. So a lot of things have changed in the last year, haven't they, Jeremy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Masks not required this year. All that's kind of tied to the local county ordinance. So you're welcome to come down and check out all the action here at Strokers the next few days if you'd like. Of course, we'll be bringing you non-stop coverage here on the APA Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel. If you're not in town, you can't come down to Strokers. You can tune right in here and hang out with us.
Yeah, I don't think she can see this 2 ball maybe, so kicking the 2 towards the 9. Dangerous, but, you know, you can win with it as well. Now, the one thing I've noticed about around here, because I've been traveling, of course, a little bit, is it seems like businesses overall here are just pretty normal, you know, where you see some areas.
Very normal.
Well, it seems like they're struggling with, you know, work and employees and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it seems like to me here in the Tampa area, and of course, big retirement community and vacation area, hasn't slowed down too much.
I would have to agree with you, at least from what I've seen over the last few days of being here.
Yeah, the roads are busy, businesses are open. Oh, just a little much on the 9. Good effort there from Maria, though. Now, Tina will take on this 2-9. It's not I wouldn't say really a hanger, but one she's supposed to make. I like what she's doing here, though, giving it its due attention. I think maybe we've seen a little slower Tina Larsen, which I think, you know, she's never going to be what you would call a slow player. I don't think that's just her. But I think it'll help her overall. It'll just make her, you know, which is scary, maybe even just a little bit better.
She shot that right-handed, didn't she?
Yeah. Pretty good stroke righty, too.
Yeah. Good opportunity now for Maria, though.
Yeah, and that combination, a lot of people would say that was pretty easy, but that was no hanger. There was a little cut on the 2, little cut on the 9.
2-9 combo. Maria now ties this match up at 1 game apiece. Women's U.S. Amateur Championship will run through tomorrow. The final round tentatively scheduled for 2 p.m. Eastern. Not uncommon for that to start a little bit later.
Yeah, pretty standard as tournaments move along. You know, you're nearing towards the finals and where everyone wants to be. They just take a little more time.
A little longer. We don't use a shot clock here. But I do believe they're going continuous play tomorrow, so they will.
Like a shotgun
yeah,
count.
as the rounds whittle down, they will get another one off. So just stay tuned to our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, and you can get the notifications as the matches go live.
And now it's 1-1.
We'll get that score updated here momentarily. There you go.
Yeah. All right, cue ball. No.
Held up.
Tina, of course, got a long shot on the one. You wouldn't figure her to roll out since she can see the one ball, but she's got to be a little careful. The 9 near. You don't want to dress up an early win. And, you know, I think Tina likes 9 ball better, and I was thinking about, you know, her giving up the break. In this race to 5, that lead is super huge, you know. I mean,
absolutely.
Even if you're an underdog, if you get a lead, there's a lot of pressure in that race to 5. So I think maybe the lead is what, you know, Tina was thinking about more than anything, especially here early, right? You know, she gets later in the tournament, playing maybe some of the ladies you would consider a little more of the favorites in the tournament. Maybe she doesn't want to give up that break so much. I think she can kick between the 3 and 4, just 1 rail at. She's going to look at 2 rails. Nothing wrong with that. And now that's a great camera view. Maybe the 9 has her to where she can't kick 1 rail. So this will be 2 rails around the 3. A little bit of left spin. Oh, super nice. Super nice shot.
Tina fires that 1 ball in the corner.
I'll tell you, she looks, like I said, maybe taking a hair more time, and I think it's really kind of rubbed off on her stroke a little calmer with the stroke, which I like myself. You know, just a little smoother, right? She's gotten a little flat here on the 3, so I don't know if she has to just maybe play for a 4-6 combo, maybe. And it looks like that's about all she could do. And it's a funny situation for a lady like Tina, you know, that's looking to win this event. You know, she has a goal that, like you said, she wants 5 of these. So she likes to take this match and use it, you know, as a warm-up in a sense, meaning don't take it for granted, of course, but, you know, wants to feel some good things about her game moving forward if she can get through this match. But at the same time, can't take too many crazy chances, you know, in this race to 5. So
right.
Looks like a safety here. Oh, that's got to go. And that's a pretty common tendency right there, trying to hold the ball. You let up a little bit, don't get the ball to the rail.
Ball in hand here for Maria. Entry window for next year's U.S. Amateur Championship is now open. If you go to poolplayers.com and you click on the U.S. Amateur Championship page, you can sign up for the preliminary rounds, which will be held next September. And the top players from that will move on to the championship rounds.
All right. Maria sacrificing for a little distance there on the 6, but got to come with a tough shot here. Anytime you have that 7, 8 feet away, you got to be pretty darn accurate. Expect her to go with a high English here from this far away. Maybe moving the cue ball around the 9. Pretty straight-looking stroke. Good right elbow. Caught a little rail first. Maybe a kiss shot on the 7 for Tina, just grazing the 6 and trying to pocket the 7. Otherwise, she's got a pretty touchy safety. I don't know if she can do much. Looks like she's just going to edge the 6 and come across the table. Yeah, like that. Keep it simple.
I wish we had some kind of a database so we could see if players here had matched up previously. You know, 'cause a lot of these players will run into each other, particularly if they play in like their regional events and those kinds of things. And
yeah.
so sometimes they have some experience. They may not play a lot, but maybe they've crossed paths, maybe here at the U.S. Amateur or elsewhere. So
yeah,
wish there was a way to see if these two had ever squared off.
Yeah, there's, you know, people that play league pool play a lot of league pool, right? You know what I mean? So they get out, they play state events, they play regional events. Okay, trying to go down table with the cue ball. It looks pretty perfect speed, I think. Great shot. I don't think it was short. Yeah, it looks good behind the 9.
You saw that little kind of head shake.
Yeah.
She didn't seem super happy, but it seems like she should be.
Well, maybe she just wanted her a little bit worse, right? So
you never know with Tina.
Little kick to the side rail, looks like. Now, possibility of a scratch off of both sides of this 6. If she hits the left side, you can see pretty obvious, could scratch off into the left corner. If she hits the right side, it could go by the 7 and scratch, but just the chance you got to take. Okay, she hit it firm, which was a really nice, solid hit.
If you're just joining us, you're watching coverage of the 2022 Women's U.S. Amateur Championship. We are here at Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida, part of the greater Tampa area, just across the bay from the city of Tampa.
Yeah, cue ball behind the 9, 6 over on the side rail lightly. A little heavy with it. She's going to need the 7 to help her out, and she's okay. Nice shot. Pretty good resolve so far from Maria, meaning, you know, Tina shot a couple shots to where Maria could have got a little bit more of a shot, and she didn't. But she pulled on the reins a little bit, said, hey, I got to play the safety here, and executed it nicely. Tough kick shot here. Needs a little bit of left spin, and probably not too firm. Yeah, she caught the 8 because you hit it too firm, that left spin doesn't take as much or have time to take, and now she's giving up ball in hand. Now it seems Maria will sacrifice a little distance with the cue ball to make sure she can reach the shot, which is smart. A reason to be uncomfortable. Oh, she may get a little love here. Look at there.
Nice.
Now it's usually, well, we'll talk about it afterwards. I'll pick your brain a little bit on the Super Bowl. It used to be the St. Louis Rams.
Did not go my way. I'll tell you that in advance.
Well, you know, the Rams used to be right there in your hometown, right?
So I had to root for Cincinnati.
Yeah, that's what I kind of felt like, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Still a little burnt by the move, it sounds like.
I like to tell people I broke up with them before they broke up with
Okay,
me. So
all right.
you know, it's
Yeah,
one of those kind of things.
I got you. Save face
Well,
a little bit.
they were so bad for so long.
Yeah.
You know, but certainly back at the beginning of the 2000s, the late 90s, 2000s, man, it was an exciting time in St. Louis to watch them, no doubt.
Yeah, one of the greatest Super Bowls I ever watched, without a doubt.
We had a
against
lot
the
of
Titans.
fun.
Yeah.
I was living down here in Tampa, or in Florida, not in Tampa, but I watched the game, the Super Bowl the Rams
Yeah,
won
because
here
you're
in
a
Tampa.
Gator, right?
Yeah, and they had beaten the Bucks the week before in the playoffs, so a lot of people rooting against the Rams that I watched it with, so that always makes it a little more fun.
Absolutely. I think that was that the Gruden era there at the Bucks, or was that a little bit before?
I think it was the Dungy, Tony Dungy.
Oh yeah,
was
Tony
the coach
Dungy.
for
That's
Tampa
right.
back then.
Yeah, it wasn't long after that he took a
Yep,
quarterback you wouldn't expect to win. Was it Johnson, Brad Johnson? He won the Super Bowl with.
Well, Gruden, I think, was the one that came in
that
and did
won
that.
with Johnson,
yeah,
right?
2002, I think.
The one that amazes me is, I mean, I like the guy and all, but Trent Dilfer, when he got that Super Bowl, I think he completed one pass, and the Baltimore Ravens defense just won it from there. So, all right, Tina making a nice clearance here in game number 3.
Takes a 2-1 lead here halfway through the 9-ball set. Kind of a slow pace to this match.
Yeah, and I think it's a little bit to do with Tina making a conscious effort to slow her game down a little bit.
Some safety play here.
Yeah, I think it's usually, we're talking about March Madness a little bit, you and I, during this event.
Last year, yeah, because we were in March.
But fresh off that Super Bowl, and I tell you, it was kind of a funny game, in my opinion. Like, you didn't see a whole lot, and then all of a sudden super exciting again. Then it kind of slowed down a hair, then super exciting again. So I thought there was one play that really cost them when they picked up a nice 8 or 9 yards on first down there at the end, and then they went play action and threw a deep ball there.
Yeah.
You know, you do that in the regular season, but not in the playoffs. You got to get that first down right there, especially
in the
Super Bowl.
They never converted after that.
No, they sure.
2nd and 1, never converted.
Like I said, I like the call in a regular season. Nothing wrong with that, play action to the end zone, but I think in the playoffs or the Super Bowl even, you got to get that first down. Now the cue ball and the 1 ball, she's going to love this. Now she'll inspect if the 3-6 is wired. That makes things a lot easier than trying to get from the 2 to the 3 like a clean shot. Yeah, if the 3-6 is wired, she can work the cue ball around to a big area to play that combo. And I think that's what's going to happen. Oh, she could come out. Nice shot. So this looks like 2 rails here. She should come off the 3, kind of 1, 2 cushions back down for the 4, something like that. Now she may just ease this in and take a little longer shot on the 4. Nothing wrong with that.
Andrea Salas tuning in. Good to hear from you, Andrea. Part of that team that won the 8-ball World Championships out in Vegas, Jeremy. I don't know if you caught any of that match, but they had quite the celebration after. Very emotional. Really enjoyed watching their dreams kind of being fulfilled. You know, it's always a cool thing. So, hello to you too, Andrea. Glad you're tuning in.
Okay, is this going to bump the 4? I just got past it. She's got a shot. It's not easy, but yeah, a lot of that league pool, I played it whenever I was younger, and you know, you get out there and you get hyped up, and you know, it ain't your year. You get close a few more times, and then it really is a build-up to winning.
Nice.
And it's a lot of fun, especially in a team event. So,
Team of Long Shots.
that was their name?
Long Shots, Joliet, Illinois.
Okay, she's gonna have a lot of problems here trying to get to the 8. She got a little straight and on the rail, and you can see it. That little gesture from Tina. So she may just have to pocket the 6 and take her long distance shot on the 8. Important game here. And get 2-2 really anything can happen. Looks like she's trying to wind up here to really power the cue ball around the table.
Don't see a mistake like that from Tina very often.
Yeah, and that's really just how tough it was. One thing making the 6, but really trying to work the cue ball, that was the hard part of the shot.
I feel like we've seen Maria with at least 3 or 4 ball in hands in this match already, too.
Yeah. And really, a couple of them have been situations like this with not many balls on the table. She just happened to get a little bit tough on the first shot, maybe. Should roll this in the side. That makes it easy to come forward. Yeah, that opposite side is where she should go. I think Lakewood is just a suburb of Denver. Is that correct? I believe so, anyways.
I'm not 100% sure, but I know she qualified out of, was it Antique Billiards up there in
Colorado
Springs?
Oh, okay,
Jim
maybe.
Barber's place.
Yeah, maybe it's closer to Colorado Springs then.
But
I was up
that
there.
was the preliminary, so she may have come from Denver. It's not super far.
No, I was up there a couple summers ago with the kids vacationing, and kind of feel like I drove through Lakewood, whether it be Colorado Springs or the Denver area. Had a nice shot there. She's got a perfect little angle to come one rail at the 9. Trying to make her decision how she wants to play it. Should be just a little top English. She can put a little bit of right English on it if she wants. Kind of depends on how good she wants to get on the 9 ball. She wants to get really, really straight. You add a little right spin here. Looks like she's lined up okay. Maybe the top of the pocket on the 8. Oh, caught it thick.
Don't want to make mistakes like that against a 3-time champ.
No, and without knowing Maria, I think she's trying to gather her nerves a little bit. You saw her take a lot of time on that shot on the 8 there.
Just the bumblebee left here. As we mentioned, using the Aramith black balls. Tina cannot pocket the 9. Doesn't do Maria many favors, though, does she?
No, Maria loves getting to the table here, though, and can kind of make up for a little miss on the 8. And it's almost like I kind of feel like maybe Tina changed her mind mid-stroke. Like Tina a lot of times will shoot that 9 ball in with a little more authority, not 100 miles an hour or anything, but just a nice confident stroke. And it seemed like last second she decided to kind of roll the cue ball. I have to ask her about that later. Going for either the 1 rail or the 2 rail kick, we'll see. Okay, she's going to give up a shot in the side, but a good effort.
Tina a chance to redeem herself here.
Oof. They say it wiped its feet a little bit as it went in.
Tina takes a 3-1 lead over Maria Finley. This race to 5. We'll see 2 more games of 9 ball before they switch over to the 8 ball set. As Maria prepares the rack, Jeremy, let's talk Moscone Cup. I gotta ask about it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotta ask about it. What was it like? I mean, you go over there to coach the team.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are getting ready to play, and they come and say, "Hey, we may need you to grab your cue stick. Earl's out." Like, how did that play out?
Yeah, it was the government actually contacted Earl quite late, in my opinion, 5 days after his flight had arrived, saying that he was under the trace quarantine, basically, that someone on his flight had COVID. So
it wasn't even that he had COVID. It was
it was somebody on his flight. Yeah. So, so that was about a day before it was the evening before the press conference, so that was on Sunday night. So Matchroom, of course, tried to work with the government the next day, trying to get Earl in, where we could play, test him again, do whatever we needed to do to get him to play. And at that time there, and still I think in London, things were changing daily. So I don't think there was much wiggle room for the government to help at all. And so they finally made a decision about an hour before the press conference on Monday that he just wasn't going to be able to play. So I literally got the confirmation about 25 hours before the first ball was going to be struck there. But it was still great. I mean, it was unfortunate for Earl. I was really looking forward to seeing him play. Nice shot there by Tina. But,
I mean, did you have any inclination going into the event? Did they say, hey, if something happens with one of the guys,
not really, no.
We may see if you bring your cue stick, that kind of thing? Or
I brought him just because I thought I might be a little downtime, being at the hotel. We were supposed to have a table there at the hotel, and we left plenty early enough to where, just like the year before, we planned on getting a player there. If the government contacts them right after the testing's done, after 48 hours, right?
Yeah,
we have time. We have time, but really with all the protocol you had to have to go there. And then once you got there, it was just kind of impossible. So.
And how did the team respond to that kind of last minute news?
I've been lucky that the last several years I've been, it was a crusher a little bit for Earl. We all felt for Earl, of course. It was a crusher just because it's something different.
Yeah.
But the last several years being around the team, the guys, I hit balls with them, this and that. They come to the house and do some training. And they all comment here and there, oh, you should be playing. You should try to play. And so they were just great from the start, getting my confidence there quickly. So it was something, that I would love to see Earl play, and I wish it would have went that way. But I feel pretty lucky to get to have been able to play out there on the team.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, we'll talk more about the Moscone Cup as we go, because, of course, I got to bring up the other big talking point, the ball cleaning. We'll get to that, though. It'll be a teaser for our audience. They got to hang out before we get into that story.
Let me get broke in here a little bit, so I'll prepare my answer. How about that, Jason? Okay, a 379. We saw it in the last camera view right there from the top of the table. That the 379 is a pretty playable triple combination. That's not something you do very often, but it was lined up really well. So we'll see if Maria wants to take on the 3 in the side and maybe try to clear the table, or maybe an early win. Looks like she just was trying to stay for the side, I think. And I think a lot of the ladies here take advantage of this week here in Florida and come. I think it was Sunday night when I got into the hotel that I saw already some of the ladies from around the country here for the event. So
smart.
Yeah.
I got here Saturday myself, so we all were on the same page. It's February. It's Florida.
Yeah, there was snow on the ground when I left Dallas, so
16 degrees when I left St. Louis with a wind chill. It felt like it was 1.
Yeah, pretty nasty. I love all those towns in the summer. I'll tell you that. St. Louis, though, in the winter, not for me. All right, I'm not sure what she's kind of sizing up here. A lot of times Tina would probably, put the cue ball kind of behind the purple 5 and the 3 kind of near the 4 for a safety. But maybe this 2-game lead is one. She's wanting to get it a little aggressive here. Okay, she went for the bank shot. She's going to get a little fortune with the cue ball.
Tucked in nicely there behind the 6.
Yeah, this is a kicking system that Jimmy Reed came up with years ago that a lot of players use these days, still use it. This was probably the early 90s he came out with that system. I think Shane Van Boning has a lot to do with that. You know, he's so popular throughout the country with the players that, and he still uses it quite a bit. I think the players on the amateur side see that. Pretty solid little system to just hit the ball one rail. She's hitting a high ball, so she might go by this. Oh, sweet. Nice hit, Maria.
To bring Tina back to the table here. Oh,
quickie.
Nicely done there.
Yeah.
Now up 4-1 in this race to 5.
And you know, Tina, you know, she's a smart lady, not only very good at executing, but a smart player. Do you think she says, well, we got to play 6 games of 9-ball to start. Maybe we don't even get to the 8-ball if I kind of handle business here.
Yeah. Now on the hill, able to finish this off in the 9-ball set potentially, as Jeremy mentioned. Maria prepares that rack. Of course, all of our coverage of this year's U.S. Amateur Championship brought to you by our friends at pooldog.com. For all of your billiard needs, they got you covered.
Well, the situation in Canada, does that make us to where we don't have any entries from Canada?
No,
this
we
year?
have we have Canadians here
Okay.
this year.
Good. I know the lady a few years ago. I think she just spoke French. I don't know if you remember.
I do remember.
Yeah, she was an impressive lady, coming 3rd or 4th, I think, that year.
She played Tina, and that was the year Tina won.
Yeah, but
I don't remember her name off.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the final or the semifinal she played Tina, but very impressed with that lady's game. Talked to her road partner a little bit that year that she had used to play a lot and just started playing again, so could tell was a really good player years ago probably.
Mm-hmm. I can remember her face well. The name escapes me at the moment.
Okay, long shot here on the 1, but Tina should handle it. I don't know if you can tell exactly what I talk about when, you know, she makes a very athletic stroke. You know what I mean? She doesn't try to steer the cue, just nice swing of the cue. I think that really bodes well for playing good pool. A miss on one she'd like to have back, but now, of course, Maria's still trying to win here, but she can do a lot for herself at this time at the table for matches, you know, beyond this one.
Sure. Always tough when you draw a former champ early in the event, but at this event, there's no easy path. There really isn't, especially with 4 former champs out of 40, what do we say, 47 players. There's no easy path to the finals here.
Well, especially because you'll see a little difference in some levels, but that race to 5, you know, makes it to where, you know, pretty much it's, I wouldn't say totally even playing field, but you can expect just about anybody to beat any other lady, you know, any lady to beat any other lady in this event.
Makes it so remarkable, too, that a player like Tina has 3 titles, you know, with that short race up until the final round. Of course, the finals, we go single elimination in the final round, extended race, which is to 9.
Yeah, it looks like she's trying to see if she can edge this and run the cue ball, but the pocket looks a little bit too close to the 2, so I think it's kick shot is the smart shot here.
Natalie Jacob from Canada.
That's right.
Thank you,
That's
Carrie.
right.
Played Tina in the finals that year.
Oh, it was the final she played her in then.
I think they played twice, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, and I think I think Natalie got the better of her.
In the first one,
I think
yeah.
Tina had to fight through. I could be remember that wrong,
But the lady played awfully well. I'd never heard of her before at all. And I'm guessing from the Montreal area, because if I remember correctly,
French speaking.
Yeah, exactly.
French speaking for sure.
Okay, so another ball in hand for Maria. Just wants to roll forward a little bit off this 2 ball, taking the 3 in the opposite corner. Was she drawn back? No, she just kind of held.
A lot of these ladies have been in here the last day or so, trying to get in some practice time. Here at Strokers in Palm Harbor, one of the premier pool rooms here in the Tampa area, really in the mid-Florida area. Well-known room run by Jose Del Rio and his crew.
And I saw Jose in here a few nights ago working hard.
Yeah, we'll see him in the tournament again this year. He's going to pull double duty again.
Yeah, really good player, the owner here at Strokers. And it's amazing how many pool rooms are right here on 19. You go up and down at 20 miles, you might find 7 or 8 of them, I think. Which I've been here, and with the community, a lot of retired, people and whatnot, but pool room pack, gets busy pretty quick here early with a lot of avid pool players. So
the last 2 days we've been here setting up, 11 o'clock when the doors open, they've
people
got a line of
in.
people waiting.
Yeah,
15, 20 people stream right in.
Yeah.
As soon as they unlock the door.
Yeah, they like their daytime pool around here.
Yeah.
All right, watch out. The cue ball's going to be a little hot coming down table if she's trying to cut it. Okay, so Tina's going to get her first real look to close this match. Got a good shot at the 5. Looks like she maybe has to go forward and play a little short side position on the 6, but shouldn't be a problem. Something about them lefties, huh, Jason? They always seem to do well when it comes to sports.
The sweet swinging lefties.
Yeah. It's always like that, it seems like. I think of Sweet Swings. Ken Griffey Jr., and he's a lefty, and Will Clark and all those guys.
We had Jim Edmonds in St. Louis.
Oh, yeah, Edmonds, yeah.
I
hated that guy.
Beautiful swing, yeah.
I grew up an Astros fan, of course, so we hate the Cardinals.
I remember the 04, 05 battles for sure.
I remember that Pujols home run like yesterday.
Off Lidge.
Yeah, off Lidge, exactly right.
Stroh's got the better of the Cardinals that year, but
no, we won the next day.
Yeah, I know. But you had to come back to St. Louis to do it.
Yeah, I was actually at a place watching the game in Houston. Of course, we were all going crazy, and then
Pujols sent everybody home quiet.
Yeah, it was a cemetery in there real quick, like when that ball went. I think it went out of the park, to be honest with you. Over the train tracks,
yeah. It was a bomb off Lidge, and at the time, nobody could hit Lidge.
Yeah, Lidge
he was lights out.
He was pretty incredible.
Memories.
Yeah.
Tina Larsen trying to make some more memories here at the U.S. Amateur Championship.
And again, I think she's trying to process a little bit, of course, trying to win this match. That's the first things first, but looking maybe a little more towards the rest of the tournament. Now, decisions here end up a little light.
I feel like she's looking at you.
Okay. We'll see. I don't think she takes the cut on, even though I know she can cut it in, but that doesn't really offer position, so probably the bank. Hit it sweet.
Oh, nice.
She hit it sweet.
Look at that shot. Well, that's the way to finish off a match, Jeremy.
Absolutely.
Tina Larsen takes this one 5-1. Should be moving on the winner's side of the bracket. Maria Finley Have to work her way through the one-loss side. And just like that, we're 2 rounds into this year's Women's U.S. Amateur Championship. We've got coverage continuing throughout the day, courtesy of our friends at PoolDog.com. I'm Jason Bowman. This is Jeremy Jones, and we will be back in just a little bit with continuing coverage of the Women's U.S. Amateur Championship. Thanks for tuning in.